Hi. Okay, I'm Kara,
I'm Amber.
and I'll be a piggy today, apparently.
Yeah,
Oink, oink,
starting
oink.
the day off right.
Exactly. So today we're talking about editing, and Amber's going to be talking about editing novels. I'm going to be talking about editing your mindset. So
So,
let's start with novels first. So,
okay.
what's your first step in editing a novel? Like your own?
My own.
Yeah.
Generally, I'll write the first draft, kind of leave it to sit for a week at least, and then go back to it and jot down notes. Usually the developmental notes. So it's like,
Okay.
oh, this character, needs more work, or this needs another scene.
Ah, that's how I
Type
do
of
it
deal.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
And then
you
I'll
an
read.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you an outliner or a developmental editor or not developmental discovery writer?
I'm kind of both. So I'll
Okay,
start with
so
like a really rough outline because I can never actually stick to them. So it's more like if the book were taken in acts, kind of like a play,
mhm,
be like I kind of know where act 1, 2, and 3 will end.
that
But
makes sense.
how we get there, basically, it's just fly by the seat of your pants.
That's
at least for this last one.
Yeah, that's how I write. That's how I wrote my first one, and that's why I edited it 14 times overall.
Oh wow. I'm not quite there yet. I think I'm on like, after the beta phase, after I get your comments and everybody else's, I think I'll be the fourth.
Okay.
So
It seems like your fourth
yeah.
edit's going well.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading your book. I have 60 pages left, so I think I'm going to read that today. And I love it. It's
Well,
just
thank
so
you.
it's relatable, and even the characters that I hate, I'm just like they're really well written,
Thanks.
and they're weird, but they're really well written.
We're talking about the weirdo here because I mean that's meant to be weird, but
Oh
maybe
yeah.
someone else is kind of like awkward. I don't know.
I Everybody has like their own awkwardnesses. So if somebody's saying you're awkward, it's projection. It's
Yeah.
like I'm awkward. So
Yeah. And I'm awkward, so it's fine.
yeah, exactly.
We know it and we own it, I guess.
Exactly. And that's part of editing your mindset is, know yourself, know who you are, what you want out of life. And even when you have days of perfectionism taking over and you just want to just give up because it's not going to be perfect, it's really nice to know it's like this is my goal. This is what I want out of life. And that just really drives me. It's like knowing what I know, knowing what I want. So
Yeah, that's great.
excited.
Yeah,
um
so you said that you are kind of like an in-between, like outliner, pantser, writer. So what do you start with generally? Just kind of like what I said, or do you have a particular scene that kind of starts the whole thing?
I have a particular scene that starts everything. And I start with mind mapping
Okay.
because everything is a cluster in there. It's like swirling thoughts every moment of every day.
Yeah.
So I have to get it on paper, but it's not really an outline, it's just ideas. And then once I
Mhm.
get one, it's like, bam, I go for it. But then, for example, this book, I'm 57,000 words in and I'm struggling filling in the subplots
Mhm.
because the plot's good. Like the plot's done, but the subplots, it's like, what do I need to put in here to enhance the book? Because nobody's just going to have one goal in life.
Yeah, I get
So,
that.
yeah, subplots are also very crucial for having length in a novel.
Yeah, that's true.
So, this is technically my first edit because while still the first draft, I've been reading and going through and editing what I see because if I don't, I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those weirdos that just can't do one thing at a time. I have to focus on just the whole big picture.
Mhm.
And if it looks good, it looks good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But later it'll be line edits once I have everything together and like cohesive novel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So uh, this is my second one. So it's a lot better than the first one. I
Yeah,
struggled.
I noticed that a lot because I told you that the one that you're reading now is supposed to be a rewrite
Hmm.
of what I thought might be the prequel
Yes.
now. And I read it over and I like wrote it in 2018. I'm like, well, wow, this is really bad. Like, I don't know if I can salvage any of this.
I imagine editing other people's novels has really helped you with your own storytelling.
It does.
Uh,
Sometimes it's a detriment though, because I'll just be reading for fun and I'm like, wow, why is that? Why didn't they take that out? So I try really hard to turn off the editor brain while reading for fun, but some it's still there sometimes.
oh yeah, like my favorite novel series is the Wheel of Time series.
Uh,
But there are moments where they'll have repeating paragraphs. I'm like, why did you do this?
all right.
How did you not catch this? But it's each novel is over 100,000 word, no, not dollars. That would be ridiculous. Over 100,000
they're
words.
collector's items.
Oh, exactly. It's gonna be an Amazon series, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But even professional works that have gone through publishers and editors, they're not going to be perfect.
Oh
So
no.
why try to be perfect with your own novel? Just do your best.
Exactly. I mean,
So,
like you said, even stuff that's traditionally published, you get something that's under the Penguin Random House
mhm.
group, and yeah, you usually find a couple typos or something, and that's gonna happen no matter what. I
Yeah.
think there's like a general rule of thumb, like one typo or something every 20,000 words, even if it's gone through editors or something. So
I think I
nothing's ever
read
going to be perfect.
I think I read that like most professional ones have at least like 1% of it that's little off. So it's actually comforting to know.
Exactly. You don't have to be perfect.
Exactly. So I want to talk about my first novel, The Scarring of the Roshan Ra, and how I edited that one. That one was actually harder to do because I was still learning how to edit, learning how to write. And every time I would see something that just threw me off, I would have this thought, it's like, I'm never going to be able to get this done.
Yeah.
Now, when I see something in my second novel or even in my first, like I go
Mhm.
through and edit it again and again and again, even after it's published. And every time I do, now I just have this excitement. It's like, yeah, challenge. And really, the thing that's really this helped me with this mindset change is tons of therapy.
Yeah.
Medications don't work for me, so tons of therapy. And it's been an amazing, turbulent journey to get to this point. But that's part of my brand is PTSD healing. And it's because it's been so important to me.
Yeah.
So that's
And
that's where editing your mindset comes in. Just don't stress, just be.
yeah. And I love how in your book, Kayla is basically doing that throughout the entire novel,
Yeah, she's just like, no,
basically rewriting her story and finding her inner strength. And I love that.
exactly. And I love it too. This is my baby.
Exactly. And
So
there's a lot of you in it too. So
mm,
I'm sure it's, you kind of have this bond with your book almost, because it's kind of what happened with
yeah.
me. Like I realized that even though I didn't go through what Skylar went through, it's not the same.
Hmm.
a lot of it, like I was like, why am I crying right now? You know,
Exactly.
it was like almost a release, even if it's like a fictional version of what happened. It's just,
yeah,
it's liberating. Like I feel like so much lighter now, and it's crazy.
it is. It's I could just bounce all day. It's like Tigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kala is exactly like if I had supernatural powers and was thrown into that situation, how do I think I would do after therapy?
Yeah.
Can't know for sure because I'm not in it, and knock on wood, I won't get in it. But
Yeah.
I want those powers though.
That would be nice. Who doesn't want magical powers? Come on.
I think even like the sanest people, well, sane's a relative term. It's a judgmental term, so I'm not going to use it. Even though I did.
But you're reversing it. You're taking it back.
Take it back. Even the most logical minded people, I think they still have these thoughts in the back of their heads because you see it everywhere. There's magic everywhere in movies and books, and even science is exploring it a little bit.
Yeah.
So why not think, what if I had these powers? Because I think that could also enhance the logical brain because you can have this left right brain connection. You get more creative ideas. So
yeah,
this has kind of gone in a tangent.
It's totally fine. We'll bring it back around.
Bring it back around to editing. So how many more edits do you think you'll have on your novel?
I think after you and the rest of the beta readers read it, I'm gonna take those notes and after line editing, I think I'll be done.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have too much more to go.
That's good.
Yeah.
My speakers cut out a little bit when you were talking, but I got the gist of it.
Yeah, your camera's not on my end either. So something happened.
Start video. Is it?
Nope, still a little shadow guy. I don't know what you'd call him.
Shadow guy.
That's right.
Come
Maybe.
On. My camera just went wonky.
Trying to like get the glare out of my face. This is ridiculous.
Okay,
you
so
see my kid's creepy little painting in the background?
I love it.
It's supposed to be grandma. That's what he told me.
Oh,
he's like, we need to put it on the wall. I'm like, I'm not sure why she has red eyes, but you know,
grandma's a demon.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Abstract.
Yeah, it's actually got I've been studying Picasso a little bit in my art class, and it's got that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm gonna be just audio for the rest of this video, so I get to see your pretty face.
Yeah, just get to look at me awkwardly like stare into space because it's too weird to look at the camera every time. Yeah.
I get that. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh no, it's not. It's totally not
fine. Yeah, but I'm hoping to have the edits done by the end of July, probably.
Nice. I'm hoping to have my first draft done by then.
Awesome.
My first one took 5 years. So
I mean, this one took me 3, basically.
Yeah.
So
the first novel is going to take forever. Each time it's going to get, less time because you learn.
Exactly.
So
I think just not being a perfectionist or really helps too. Because I used to write and then edit what I wrote right after I wrote it. And this last time I did the NaNoWriMo thing, and that worked out really well because I didn't really read through anything. It was just kind of a blast through it and then do the edits after. And I hit that 50,000 word mark at the end of November. So that was nice.
Nice. I did Camp NaNoWriMo in April and I got to 40,000. So it's still a chunk.
Yeah.
So Yay. The sound is sarcastic, but it's not.
I like can't see your face. You could be like making faces at me.
You didn't see it, but I did like the tongue sticking out with like antlers.
Exactly. I can hear the sarcasm, just can't see it.
Yeah, right. I'm
So about
definitely
editing, do you ever edit like your world after you've built it? So since you're doing fantasy and that's my next project, curious to know how you go about doing that. If anything changes.
I do. I start with more descriptions of emotions and add some details about the world.
Okay.
But then when I go back to edit and I see it, it's like, okay, there's not enough scene here. It's just people. So people in a white room is how I've heard it termed. And that's not what the world is. So what I do for that is sometimes I'll just start painting and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Usually it goes to caves, sometimes trees and mountains in the distance and stuff like that. But then I meditate on it and come up with some ideas and then I add them. Usually the first read through as I'm trying to place like puzzle together scenes because it is a giant puzzle.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of going about it. Kind of going in kind of minimalistic and then just going in and like coloring it in.
Exactly. It's fun. It's like a fill in the blanks type Mad Lib for worlds.
Yeah.
What's your fantasy world going to be like?
I mean, it's going to follow Merlin outside of Camelot for the most part. So it's going to be in like different realms. I was like, what does he do when he's not with Arthur? So I'm sure he does something, you know.
I like that. It's kind of almost like a rewrite of the Camelot story because you see Merlin, but he's not the main character. So he always
so I still need to figure out like how many realms I want and what the magic in those realms look like. Because I figured like there isn't like a ton of magic in Camelot. Sure, there's some, but it's not the main thing. So maybe these other realms will be filled with magic. So I need to work on different types and how I want it to work.
Are you going to have any that are more sci-fi-esque with their they have more technology? Like a logical world?
That'd be interesting.
I think it would be interesting if like a
magic. Then also be kind of like a time. Yeah. Yeah, I actually have one that's actually like the main thing I had. Like in this one realm, a plague hits this one kingdom and magic is forbidden where they are. But they go into like this forest where one of like the portals for Merlin is or something. So they meet up with him.
Nice.
I mean, I have a very rough outline. Like I honestly don't know that much about what I'm doing yet. Well, I just kind of had this. Yeah, I just had like this kind of come about a year ago. So I think about it every now and again. But
nice.
I made a map, which looks awful.
I tried making maps and I have outlines, but I need to play around with.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it. I'm gonna go downstairs, but didn't bring that one up. I tried doing like a book Bible. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because someone I was talking to was like, "Oh, this is how I do all my stuff." I'm like, "Oh, let's try it."
I started one and it's really helping because I get a rough outline of what's already in my story.
Yeah. I have a couple like characters kind of plotted out. I actually had I'm kind of merging my Merlin story with something else.
Oh, cool.
Because I was like, oh, I kind of have this other thing, but maybe I can mush them together.
Mush.
Let's see if that map is in here.
Is that going to be a
Let's see.
series?
Yeah, I'd say probably at least 3. Like I said, with the realms, like I could put in a bunch of stuff, really. Because I don't want it to be too big, but I don't want it to be so small either.
I get that.
Okay, let's see if I can show you that. Oh my God, this map is basically impossible to read because of the colors I put on here. But I will show you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know why I went with purple, but okay.
Why not?
I don't know. I just like wrote like fancy cursive on it. I'm like, wow, Amber, you can barely read that. But
Probably go with Sharpie over it.
yeah. I don't have too much in this little binder yet, but that's what I'm going to be working on today.
I've started transferring all of my notes. I have about 20 notebooks that I need to go through into my series.
You like me, where you just you have a bunch of notebooks and you just kind of write down stuff on the fly. And you're like, I should just like have a dedicated notebook for these things, but they're just kind of all over the house and I just write wherever.
I tried
That's what I do.
I tried that, but when I start writing something about like a specific character or a specific place, everything connects to me. So I go on to other characters and in this like specific scene. So if I did that in different notebooks, I know I'd get even more confused.
Oh yeah. Like I even have like a little note thing on my phone, like in case things just pop up when I'm like driving or something, like, oh, pull over and just type this in real quick.
That's what I do too.
So I've got stuff everywhere.
I do too. It's the life of a writer, I think.
Right. Like if I don't write it down, I will forget, even though I tell myself I won't forget, because I do.
I tend to write it
I feel like I'll be in
down.
the shower and be like, I'll write it down when I'm dressed. And it's like, nope, it's not there anymore.
I get that. I'll write it down and I'll forget about it after putting the notebook away, and then start a new notebook and put that one away, and start a new notebook and put that one away. Some of them are filled, some of them have like 2 pages used.
That's what mine looks like. It's like the first like 10 pages and then like the rest of it's blank.
Yeah.
Like I really need to stop opening these. I need to go through one and then be done with it. Like I think I have 3 with only a few pages written in. And then I got another one in my writer box that I get sent to the house every month. I'm like, well, I won't touch this one yet. We'll see how long it is before I actually open it. Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. That's something I need to do today. I've already written and I need to do my series Bible. And that's another thing. Edit your mindset to be not busy productive, but do what you need to do your best.
Yeah.
I figure in like whatever your idea of success is, you got to put in the work. Otherwise it won't happen.
Definitely. I think one of the things that really stopped me from getting this one done earlier was just having these goals that I couldn't hit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I'll have this done by this date. And then when that didn't come around, I just felt, I don't know, just defeated.
I get that.
So I feel like, you should have goals, but it should also be okay if they don't happen. Be like, okay, it's taking me a little longer, but I'm still working on it every day or when I can.
The important
and it'll happen when it happens.
Yeah, and the important thing is just to finish it at some point. It doesn't have to be. It's not a race; it's a marathon.
Exactly.
It's not even a marathon; it's life.
Yeah.
No, if you want to be an author, this is your life. Well, I mean, you're gonna have other things going on too, but I mean, this is.
Some people might be just writers, and that's all they do. But most of us aren't that. Like, you've got school going on. I've got kids, which I'm surprised haven't come upstairs yet.
I
Only one of
also,
them's here. The other one's at summer school, so at least they're
and
not fighting.
I have the service dog training as well, and I slack on that a lot because she's so cuddly. I just want to cuddle with her.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have a lot going on, and I think anybody has a lot going on, because even if it's not school or kids, it's other family members, friends. You don't want to completely isolate, or for one thing, there's a great chance of losing creativity if you isolate.
Yeah.
Um, just explore and come up with new ideas that way, and that's the fun part, is really just the exploration.
Yeah, I think like everyone that you have around you also kind of helps you create characters. Because I've noticed that a lot of mine are either versions of myself or people I've known, people I'm close to now. It's just you get inspiration from people and basically everything. So yeah, if you're just isolating, you're not going to have that.
Exactly. I based James on my father and Daniel on my fiance, or husband. He's basically my husband without the legal requirements.
Yeah.
But it's great being around people, even if you're an introvert.
Mhm.
I'm an
Which is me.
extroverted.
Yeah, I'm kind of like one of those where I'm like, I'm not shy, although people think I am. I'm just I kind of let other people have the floor is the best way of putting it. Because I'm quiet, but it's because I'm listening to everyone else.
I was raised as an extrovert.
Mhm.
So I get this impulse to talk, even though I'm just nervous and want to run away.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bit of social anxiety, but there's more like I just want to be in my hole doing what I do.
Yeah.
So live in my cave and just be by myself, I guess.
Yeah.
With a select few people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have many like friends or anything. It's mostly just like family. But I've met people in like the writer community, like you and a few others that I feel I've bonded with more than people I met in college.
Same
You
here.
know?
Even high school friends, just they're more acquaintances than friends now.
Oh yeah.
So
And I had that happen mostly because I had like kids right out of high schoal.
I joined the military.
Accidentally. So,
Yeah.
didn't take the proper precautions, but at least I can say I'll be like in my early 40s when they're both out of the house. So
Nice.
I just got it done early. So
I may not have kids. So I just I joined the military and did that, and then went, I like to term it, batty. I just kind of had emotional turmoil, and just it exploded out of me like a volcano.
yeah.
So that's what my life has been. But now it's writing.
Yeah.
Writing and living. So
Do you feel that all the pandemic stuff helped you write over the last year? Because I feel like honestly, I found myself during the pandemic. Like it's like I was almost forced to like deal with things because I was home alone. I don't know. I feel like I've grown a lot in the last year. I don't know if it would have happened otherwise.
For me, I didn't have the forced isolation. I started that years before.
Mhm.
So I had a little bit of practice for the cabin fever. But like during the pandemic, it was helpful for me to talk to people who are going through the same things, like going through the isolation, like the forced isolation. They weren't
Yeah.
prepared for it. And it was nice to talk to people and just kind of listen to them and give advice when they asked for it. Because
Yeah.
I had practice, it was quite a bit different for me, but I feel like it did help me grow a little bit, just because I got this confidence that I could actually help people,
Yeah.
which is something that I didn't feel like I had before.
Hmm.
Or I could help people without giving myself completely away. That's
Yeah.
more accurate terminology for it.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I have to say about this today.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot either.
Yeah, so
So
we'll end here with my non-video and staring at shadows.
yeah.
So I guess the darkness beat the light at this point. But I'll come back. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.